Hey everyone, welcome to Relatively Refined. My name is Paula. In today's video, I'm going to share with you some of the Christmas decorating that I have done in my home, and I'm also going to share a little project I've been working on that makes a great gift. It's sure to be a fun video, so stick around. All right, let's get started. A while back, I saw on Etsy these beautiful candles. They were hand poured and they had dried oranges, cinnamon sticks, star anise, cloves, and maybe some other things in them, but those are the main ingredients, and I thought they were just stunning. I also thought that I could probably make these for less than the $26.99 price they were asking on Etsy, plus shipping. So I gave it a try. Here's what I have to make the candles. So these are some dried oranges. I actually dried these last year, I believe, or maybe even the year before, but they've kept for a long time. Some cinnamon sticks. This is star anise. I ordered that off of Amazon, so I will link all of these products down below in our Amazon shop, which is in the description box. So that's how it came. These are the wicks that came with the candle making kit that I ordered off of Amazon. And again, that'll be linked. And then these are the little wick stickers. It comes with these little popsicle sticks to hold the wicks, but they're actually too small for what I want to do. And so I took these skewers to use. And then my setup over here is I have a little heating pad. We have a gas oven, and wax melt better on an electric. I can control the heat better on an electric burner. So I just have this cheap little $10 electric burner from Walmart. The kit came with this metal melting pot. And then here is the big bag of soy wax chips. And then if you want to have essential oils, you can. This is some lemon essential oils. But what I'm actually going to do to scent my candles is to cheat just a little bit. And I had these leftover wax melts that go in our wax melter, kind of like a Scentsy wax melter. And these are just some balsam and fir ones I had left over. So I'm going to throw those in to scent the wax for the candle. And I think it will also give it a very pretty light green color. And then this is the vessel for the candle. This is one that I thrifted for 59 cents at my Goodwill. And so I've set up the wicks in here. So the wicks have a little sticker and you stick it to the bottom, and then I just wrapped the extra wick around this skewer, and that's just to hold the wick straight until the wax cures. So I'm going to put you up on the tripod and get started in showing you how to do these candles. So the first thing I did was to add the soy wax melt chips to the stainless steel melting pot that came with the candle making kit. The kit had the wax melt chips, it had the wicks and the wick stickers, and it had this little melting pot with a handle, which was very handy, I must say. I didn't know exactly how much wax it would take, so I filled it up pretty generously. And as you can see, the bowl that I am using, or the vessel that I'm going to use, is that thrifted cut glass pedestal bowl that you see on the cutting board. So once I got enough wax chips in the pot that I thought I could at least get a good start on it, I put the pot on the burner and set it to low to let them gently melt. It actually did not take long at all for the wax to melt, and I took it off and then I just poured it very gently in the bowl. And you can see that the wax is actually green, and that's because I threw in some of the leftover little wax melt cubes that I had that were pine scented. Now, I was thinking it would remain that deep green, and it didn't. It cooled to a more minty green color, which is very, very pretty. But in the future, I would either omit those wax cubes or add more of them so that the color remained dark. And I had to heat up, I think, 2 batches of the wax in order to fill up that big bowl. And now you can see that the wax has been kind of setting for a little bit. You can see the color change in it. And I needed to add the little cinnamon sticks, orange slices, star anise, whatever I wanted to at that point. You have to let the wax set a little bit or they'll just sink to the bottom. I actually probably could have waited a tad bit longer to add these things. As you can see, the orange slice sunk just a little bit, but it turned out to be okay. The other thing I would do if I were doing this again is to dry some fresh oranges. I've had these for probably 2 years now, and so they are a little darker in color than I would like them to be. But it was kind of fun to experiment, and now I know what I need to do. You can see I wrapped the wicks around that skewer, and I just had to let this cure. And it takes about 24 hours for it to cure to the point where you can actually light it. And with the leftover wax, I made a little miniature candle in this little crock, and then I made one in this little jelly jar. And there you can see the color of the wax. I mean, it's a beautiful color, but I was just hoping for a deeper green. So going forward, I'll know what to do. And here's a final look at the candles after they have cured for a few hours. I think they're actually beautiful, and I think that they will be lovely once I light the wicks and let them burn. Here's another one that I made with the white wax in just a small little silver bowl, and I think this is beautiful. My daughter asked if she could have that one. She loved it. Of course, I said she could. And now let's take a look at my Christmas decorating up to this point. Well, as you walk up to the front door, we have just a few little decorations out front. We have that little Believe sign and Mr. Santa blow mold there, along with a lovely arrangement of ivy and a poinsettia. And then on the door of the house is a beautiful Balsam Hill wreath. We have a Balsam Hill wreath and a tree, and I could not be happier with these products. They're absolutely beautiful. This wreath is on a timer and it lights up, and it's just so full and big and absolutely beautiful. It really was worth every penny. As you come into our house, the first room off to the right is a little sitting room, and the decor in there is somewhat minimal. I like to add just some touches to this front room, and I have this basket with these beautiful giant acorn ornaments, which we got in Savannah, Georgia a few years ago, and I have them in that basket with some greenery and some fairy lights. I have to keep that bench clear because that's where the dogs sit and bark at everyone who walks by the house. And here is this beautiful Christmas tree pillow. I love the traditional Christmas red and green combination, so you'll see a lot of that throughout my home. Over here on this credenza, we have these beautiful blue and white cone trees. Believe it or not, I found these at Walmart. I stopped in at Walmart one day on my way home from school to pick up something. It was probably early October, so I wasn't thinking about Christmas
decorating at all. And they were just starting to put out their Christmas decor, and they had 4 of these cone trees on the shelf. So I bought 2. And when I got home, I thought, oh, Paula, why didn't you just get 3? I think an odd number would have been better. So when I went back the next day, the other 2 were gone, and I've not seen them anywhere since. So I'm glad I got at least 2 of them. I think they're so pretty, and I love that chinoiserie-esque appeal of them. Here's my couch with some gorgeous Chandler Four Corners pillows on it. Those pillows are so beautiful. They're not the kind of pillow that you snuggle up to because they are wool, so they're kind of itchy. You can't really lay your head on them, but they are very durable, and they're so cute, and they look wonderful and hold their shape. So no one really sleeps on this couch. It's more of a couch that we just sit on to read and so forth, so you can move those pillows, but they're not the snuggliest of pillows. Then in the foyer outside this room is this piece of furniture that my mom gave me. It was the first piece of furniture that she and my dad ever purchased as a married couple. And on it, I have this sleigh filled with vintage Christmas tags and ribbon and Scotch tape holders. That little sleigh was the first Christmas decoration that Mom and Dad bought as a married couple. So it has a very special place in my heart and in my home. And then to the right, I have these 3 beautiful glass trees, which I purchased from my friend Kim at the Painted Cottage. Here's an overview of my kitchen as you walk into it. The refrigerator is to your right, then there's the pantry, and then along the back wall is the stovetop and the oven. As I've said before, we use our kitchen and we do a lot of cooking, so I don't like to add too much decor in there because it is hardworking. In my coffee area, you can see I've added in my adorable little Santa picture that I got at the French Mercantile, and that really cute red sugar dish with the green trees. It is very Scandinavian looking, and I thrifted that for $1.99 at a local thrift store. I absolutely love it. I would love to find a matching pitcher or some mugs. And then on the other side of the fridge is the espresso maker. And to the right of that, I have this little hot cocoa set. And these are from the Hearth and Hand collection. It is plates and these really cute little mugs with the green tree on them. And then I added a bottle brush tree on top. I thrifted that set for $5 with the little carrying case and everything. It was brand new in the box. So I quickly grabbed that up. I thought it was so adorable. And then as we come around, there's my pantry, and I always have an apron hanging on my pantry door, and I change it out seasonally. It's a very easy way to add some festive spirit to your home. That particular apron is one that was given to me by one of my friends at school. And then I have my jars of cookie cutters that I always have out, and of course, I like to change out my cookbook seasonally. And I have a Gooseberry Patch Christmas cookbook and my Susan Branch Christmas book, which I absolutely love. I love Susan Branch, and her Christmas from the Heart of the Home is really so adorable. The drawings in it are precious. And then you did see that little gingerbread charm on my Nora Fleming tray. Over back behind the stovetop, I switched out my green toll tray for this season's greeting tray that my mom gave me many years ago. It's so cute and vintage looking. I absolutely love it. It reminds me of my childhood. We'd always make snowmen out in the yard and put some old scarves on them, or my dad's gloves or hat, and he'd be looking for his gloves and they'd be out on some snowman's stick arms. really wonderful memories. And then the other thing that I always change out seasonally in my kitchen is a tray in this corner. And so I now have this gingerbread pan here. It's really kind of like a brownie pan, but it was also a gift from my mom, as was this darling tea towel with the vintage Santa on it. How cute is that Santa? My mom knows me so well. Her gifts are always spot on. She does such a great job at choosing special gifts for each of her kids, and they always reflect our tastes. She's just really gifted in that area. These carolers were also a gift from my mom. They belonged to she and my dad, and they always had them displayed out at Christmas time, and I love them so much. When she moved from Vermont to Florida and was downsizing, she gifted these to me, and I could not love them anymore. I think they're so cute with that Williamsburg door and the wrought iron fence, even the little lamppost that has the flickering flame. They just are darling. I'm always looking at thrift stores to try to add to my collection of these dolls. And then over here on the windowsill, I have my collection of vintage putz houses that were, again, gifts from my parents. They had these displayed in their home in Vermont, and when she moved, this was another one of their beautiful Christmas decorations that I was lucky enough to receive. And I put them out on this windowsill every year, and I just love them. I don't change up my decor, my Christmas decorations very much from year to year. I think there's something extremely comforting about knowing where things are going to go. I used to love, as a child, when my mom would decorate the house, and she did the same type of thing each year. I knew where the trees were going to be. I knew we would go out into the yard and we would collect greens, and she would hang them. You know, she would make greenery bunches and decorate windowsills and the tops of cupboards and so forth with them. I knew where the wreaths were going to be. I knew where the Christmas village houses were going to be. And it was just so exciting and comforting at the same time to see the Christmas come out and to know where it was going to be. And that's what I want to recreate for my own kids. They know that when the little Santa candy jar comes out, that's the first sign of Christmas. So I change a few things each year, but by and large, I try to keep my decor the same, just because I think it gives that sense of stability and comfort to my family, and that's important to me. On my table, I have that beautiful plaid tablecloth, and then in that green pedestal bowl, which I thrifted, I have a collection of vintage ornaments. And as you can see, I did find one of those little beaded ornaments. So I have one, the satin ones with the beads. I love those. And these are my most precious Christmas balls. So I put them in that bowl on display on the table. And then my Nora Fleming charm for the table is the upside down elf feet. There's Hazel, just supervising. Surprisingly, the dogs don't mess with the tree or bother with the ornaments too much. They stick with their toys. Hazel always loves to sit right there on that rug and look out the door. She still has not learned to ring the bells, but I leave them there and I keep working on it. Over here, I have a desk, and it just has a few little touches of Christmas on it. That lovely little glass deer is a Fenton deer, and I thrifted that maybe 2 weeks ago for $1 at my local charity thrift store. And there is the silver dish with the homemade candle in it. That big silver ornament is actually a candle as well that we got in Savannah, Georgia a few years ago on a little trip. And then there is the ribbon tree that I made in a previous video. Next to a little thrifted Santa. I love to find little different Santa figurines. I think they're so fun. On top of that ribbon tree, my mom found a whole bunch of kind of vintage costume jewelry. When I was down there, she gave it to me, and one of the little pins was that bow, and I thought that was perfect for the top of the ribbon tree. And then this table holds my collection of houseplants. Some of them were displaced by Christmas decor, so I just have them all gathered on this table. And then I have the remainder of my vintage ornaments in this big glass hurricane jar. And that is a real poinsettia. And then in the back, I have a Tasha Tudor Advent calendar that I was lucky enough to find at Goodwill a couple of years ago. And then, of course, we have the star of the show, which is our Christmas tree. And that is the first thing you see when you come in the front door. Oh, well, there's Hazel inspecting the camera. When you come in the front door, you can see straight down the hallway to that tree, and it always looks so pretty. On the coffee table, I have a collection of Christmas magazines, and then I have a poinsettia in that crock and 2 amaryllis bulbs, and they are planted in some thrifted planters. I always get an amaryllis for tree at Christmas time because that's something her mom always had, and it's a little reminder of her mom, who's no longer here with us, and I think that it just is just a lovely reminder of her. And on my tree, I have a collection of ornaments that we have collected, over the years. Some the kids have made, some are ones that we picked up when we were on vacation. There's that ginger jar ornament that I purchased at the French Mercantile this year. All of the ornaments have a special meaning, and I love to look at them and remember where we were when we got them, or what they represent, who gave them to us. This little Mary Engelbright teapot was a gift from my mom. I love that ornament. Mary Engelbright is another artist that I just love. That pretty vintage ornament. And I try to use fancy ornament hangers. You can get them at Walmart. They're kind of like S-hooks. I think they look so pretty, and they just really elevate things. That little sequined stocking was an ornament that my mom recently gave me when I was down there visiting her, and that's been in our family for years. That is a little Anna Lee ornament. Very, very cute, of a child on a sled. And then this ornament is a Scandinavian paper cut ornament. I have 2 that were both gifts from my mom. I absolutely love these ornaments. They're beautiful. They're hard to find, but they're so very pretty. This little snowman with the angel wings was also an ornament that my mother recently gave me. Isn't he just adorable? So many memories associated with those ornaments on the tree. And here's the other paper cut. I knew I had another one. This one is of a little girl looking out the window at the snow falling. How precious is that ornament?
Such pleasure do you bring me.
Next to the tree, we have a vintage child's sled that we got at our local antique store. And perched on the sled is Santa, and next to it is his reindeer and his elf. And there you can see that our elf on the shelf, Herbie Jingles, is sitting on Santa's shoulder. We've had Herbie Jingles for a long time, since the kids were little. And even though they're all grown and in college, I still like to hide Herbie Jingles when they're home and challenge them to find him. I'm probably just practicing for when I have grandchildren, but I find it fun. And there you get a look at Santa and his reindeer. And then on the other side of the fireplace, I have a couple of brass deer. And I don't have a garland on the fireplace yet because I'm actually making one and I have not finished it yet. So when I do, I will share that with you. The fireplace looks a little bit bare, but it will be pretty once I finish the garland. And over on the other wall, across from the couch, I have this beautiful poinsettia on this chest of drawers. This is a poinsettia that my mom and Truey picked out at Costco when Mom was down for Thanksgiving. It's beautiful. Here are some more of those Chandler Four Corners pillows. Aren't they so cute? The designs on those pillows are absolutely adorable. And there is that humongous poinsettia. It's so pretty. And then hanging on the mirror above the poinsettia is a simple brass horn hung with a red velvet ribbon. And then my newest addition are these little Mark Roberts fairies. These are vintage fairies, and I thrifted these. They were $1 each. They are in a little bit rough shape, but I thought they were so cute. I love Mark Roberts fairies, and they're usually really expensive to buy new. So I was thrilled to find these at my local thrift store. And there is an overview. How gorgeous is that poinsettia? Around the corner, I have this small tree that I decorate each year with dried oranges and usually just some velvet ribbon. What I'm showing you right here are 3 little tiny Santa mugs with a bottle brush tree in them. And those were a purchase I made from my friend Kim at the Painted Cottage as well. So I got the glass trees that were out front, and then those adorable little miniature Santa mugs. Well, that is going to do it for today. I hope you enjoyed this little peek at my Christmas decorating up to this point. I'm certainly glad that you joined me for part of your day today. My sisters and I appreciate each and every one of you. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It really helps out our channel. Leave me a comment. Have you started your decorating? Are you fully decorated? Did you get any inspiration from anything I shared with you today? We'd love hearing from you and try to answer all of your comments. All right, that's going to do it for today. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.